Welcome to Ludwigsburg. It's the final game day of the Basketball Champions League regular season, and top spot is still to play for in Group B as MHP Riesen welcome Italian side Orlandina. A very good evening from me, Tim Long, and a warm welcome to the MHP Arena in Germany. Second placed MHP Riesen looking for a win here tonight that would give them a chance of winning the group. They're strong favourites against a Capo d'Orlando team that arrived bottom of the group and playing only for pride before they exit European competition. It's 11-2 versus 2-11, but there's no room for error from the home side if they're to take pole position in the playoffs. For top spot to happen, MHP need current group leaders and reigning champions Tenerife to lose at third place Neptunas tonight. Elsewhere in Group B, it's Alanchelon against Gaziantep, and a winner makes the playoffs matchup as Ventspils welcome PAOK. All games tipping off at the same time here tonight on game day 14. We'll take a look in a moment as well how the group standings look before the final game, just to show you the exact position of these two teams and of the others battling for a place in the next stage in Group B. We've had some wonderful action already from Group C of the Basketball Champions League for you this evening. Here's the Group B standings. The top four make the playoffs, 5th and 6th dropping into the last 16 of the Europe Cup. MHP tied with Tenerife at 11-2, but lost the head-to-head against the Spaniards, so they need them to lose this evening. The top three already qualified for the next stage. The winner of Ventspils against PAOK also makes the playoffs. So our focus this evening is on the battle for top spot, and MHP Riesen looking to do all they can to give themselves the best possible seed for the knockout stages, but it's out of their hands against this Capo d'Orlando team. And for them, you look to the number 23 if he plays, the 20-year-old Serbian Vojislav Stojanovic, averaging 11 points per game. He's only played twice in the competition though this season. He's on that list there, which is promising for them. Arnos Kubaka, the number 8, another 20-year-old, averaging 10.9 points, 5.1 rebounds, and the big Polish centre Jakub Wojciechowski, averaging 10.9 points as well and 4.5 boards for them. Engin Atsor, another key all-rounder too, the 33-year-old German, bringing something in every category. As for MHP Riesen, well, you look to the number 0 there, Thomas Walcott, so much responsibility on him. 10.8 points and team highs of 4.2 assists and 1.8 steals per game. Karen Johnson, another American, also key, 9.5 points, 3.3 assists and 1.2 steals. All MHP Riesen can do is what they're expected to do here tonight, beat the bottom side Orlandina, and then hope that Neptunas can do them a favour by beating Tenerife in Lithuania. I will of course keep you up to date with events there, as well as up to date with the other games in Group B, particularly that winner takes all matchup between Ventspils and PAOK. So Orlandina, or Capo d'Orlando if you want to call them that, coming out first, and they arrived rock bottom, 11 defeats from their 13 games. They came through a playoff tie against Avtodar Saratov to qualify for the regular season, their first ever continental campaign, but they started it with a 5-game losing streak before eventually winning at Ventspils on game day 6. They also won at home to Gaziantep on game day 8, but they've since been on another 5-game losing streak, all by double figures, including a 68-79 home loss to Ventspils a week ago. And now we'll have the big introduction for the home side, MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, who will be going through to the next stage of the competition. Second in Group B with that 11-2 record, and looking to take top spot if Tenerife slip up in Lithuania this evening. Well supported as always, the team doing so well in the German Bundesliga this season, currently third with a 14-4 record. They've won 5 of their last 6 in their domestic league, including at Fraport Skyliners at the weekend. They're only a win behind Alba Berlin, 3 behind the leaders Bayern Munich. They're on course for potentially their best ever finish in a domestic regular season. And they're perhaps on course for a pretty good finish here in the Basketball Champions League as well. They had to come through 3 separate playoffs to reach the regular season, but then started with a huge 33-point win here against PAOK. They lost on game day 2 by 10 at Tenerife, but responded with a 6-game winning streak before meeting Tenerife again on game day 9 and losing by 21 here. They have responded to that, though, with another 4-game win streak to tie level with the Spaniards, but of course have lost that head-to-head quite comfortably. So they need to make sure they finish with a better win-loss record. And the only way to try and do that is to pick up win number 12 here tonight. It's only their 4th ever European campaign. They didn't do anything of particular note until last season when they reached the quarterfinals of this competition, losing to the eventual finalist Banvit by just a point on aggregate, a heartbreaking defeat for them. And they will want to go at least one step closer, maybe even all the way this time around. It is one of the best records in the competition so far, and they have kept pace with the defending champions. In fact, you look down at each of the 4 groups, and only the undefeated team at the top of Group A, AS Monaco, have a better record than MHP Riesen so far this season. Two head coaches this evening. We'll see the referees as well here from Serbia, Israel and Belarus. Shaking hands with the head coaches, John Patrick, the American in charge of MHP Riesen, and Gennaro Di Carlo, the man on the opposite bench here for All Andina. And what a challenge it is for them, but they quite literally have nothing to lose. They're playing for pride here tonight. This is their starting 5. Earring, Dallas, Campani, Stojanovic does play, and Nick Faust in there as well. A very young team that All Andina bring here. Key players just 20 years of age. Stojanovic, the leading scorer for Gennaro Di Carlo's team. Earring in the starting 5, just 19 as well. And a little bit more experience from the likes of Mario Dallas, the 28-year-old Croatian centre. Here's the MHP Riesen starting 5. Walkup, Johnson, Peter McNeely, Valeskovsky and Cook. Algin Cook, another key player that I've not mentioned yet, averaging 9.1 points in 18 minutes per game so far for coach John Patrick's team. As you might expect, his team have the edge in the vast majority of departments this evening. The Germans shoot better percentages from all distances. They pull down more rebounds, including over 4 more offensive boards per game. They average over 3 more steals, around 3 fewer turnovers. But the one area All Andina have the edge is in assists. The Sicilians ever so slightly better at moving the ball. They'll have to do that well if they're to take anything away from this arena this evening. But their lack of strength in depth is a huge concern, and one of the main reasons they've struggled to mount a challenge for the top 4. Their bench averaging just 21.7 points. MHP's averaging 34.3. The 2 head coaches having their final words with their 2 sets of players. And this is the last chance for some young and talented Orlandina players to leave a mark on this competition, their first ever continental campaign after finishing 8th in the Italian Serie A last season. A huge achievement for them, and so many young players who will want to make a name for themselves and leave a mark, and this is their last opportunity to do so. Here we go then, a regular competitor in the German Bundesliga playoffs against a team that made their way up from the Italian 5th tier to reach the playoffs last season. A team looking to reach the playoffs of this competition for a second straight season, taking on one looking to bow out of their first ever continental campaign on a high. It's MHP Riesen against Orlandina. It's live on game day 14 of the Basketball Champions League regular season. And the home team starting with the ball, looking for the first score in this one with Karen Johnson, the 27-year-old American. Across it goes to the far side, back out, they'll take a three-point shot. Too long though by Valaskovsky. And rebounded on the baseline, and Orlandina will look to take the lead. Hearing getting it back here. Across to the far side it goes, into the edge of the paint. One-on-one inside over the top. Will it drop? No, it won't, for Mario Dallas, the Croatian. Thomas Walkup across to the far side to Valaskovsky. Taking over here is Karen Johnson, who stops and pops for the long two but misses it. And the rebound pulled down by Dallas. Here's Stojanovic, the leading scorer for Orlandina, getting inside but missing his first shot. Elgin Cook grabs the rebound. Cook releasing down the floor to Johnson, still waiting for the first score here. We've played over a minute. They'll take on another three here. Again, it's too long. A battle for the rebound on the baseline. Getting his fingers to it but unable to keep it alive was Adika Peter McNeely. Thomas Walkup off the mark with the outside shot. He's shooting 41% from downtown this season, as well as 49% inside. He's been perhaps the key player for MHP Riesen. It's an MHP Riesen side without a couple of key players this evening in Johannes Thiemann and Dwayne Evans. Thiemann departing the club, Orlandina looking to take advantage of that. There's a big offensive rebound here. And put back up off the mark from the outside, wouldn't go. And they've tipped it back to themselves here with Stojanovic. Almost 2 minutes without a score here. Mario Earring. 0 of 7 from the field combined, these two teams. Can they stop the rot here, Orlandina? No. Waller just challenging on the baseline. Almost collided with his own player, Valaskovsky. And they're able to force it clear. On this near side, driving into the gap, kicking it back out, moving it around to the far side. Good ball movement here from MHP. Still no basket though. There's a burst coast to coast down the floor, but a turnover. And these two not shy in shooting the ball from the outside. Both of them 0 of 3 so far. Not the best start for coach John Patrick's team here, and also for them elsewhere, because Tenerife, the group leaders, are 7-0 up after the same amount of time at Neptunas. And they're looking to seal top spot emphatically. Walkup taking on the outside shot, missing it. There's the rebound underneath. Swiveling layup wouldn't go, and Walkup couldn't grab the rebound. Here come Orlandina down the floor, turning it over into the hands of Karen Johnson. Johnson with space now to drive forward, kicks it out. It's another three. Walkup finally stops the rot. It's taken 3 minutes for the first score. And if at first you don't succeed, try again. His third attempt already from downtown. Into the lane and then back out goes Stojanovic. And the outside shot off the mark for Orlandina. Quarterback pass down the floor and denied against the backboard by Eric Maynard. There's the turn, Stojanovic, and the first points for Orlandina. It's taken them just over 3.5 minutes. And it's a chance at a three-point play as well to tie the score. Tenerife up 8-2 in that other game that links with MHP Riesen in Group B. At least Neptunus have got going for them there. Thomas Walker. Some movement here from David McRae. There goes Justin Sears in the game for the first time. Nice shot, elevating over the top of the defence. Earing. Behind the back dribble from Earing to try and get free. Tipped by his opposite number, but back to Earing. The away team just 1 of 7 from the field so far. Earing trying to do it all himself this time, all the way through. High off the window, would it go? And his teammate there to pick up the pieces. Put in by Mario Delis. Johnson across to Sears. They'll look to attack from the far side, and the contact drawn. It's a foul on Stojanovic. And there's that quick pass down the floor and the rejection from Delis coming in from behind. Lovely shot then from Sears. Denis Ikovlev into the game for the first time, Ukrainian power forward. Outside shot falls short for Walkup. Stojanovic passes across to the near side. He's the player that looks like he's really got the quality for Orlandina. Outside shot off the mark. MHP slow it down to play in the half court here. These two just 1 of 10 from the outside combined. Cox steps in for the long 2 and knocks that one down. First score of the game for Koch. Earing, midway point of the quarter. Nice pass to Stojanovic. Delis back out. They'll take on another 3. Can they finally hit one? Yes, they can. Denis Ikovlev, who's just come in. Coach Gennaro Di Carlo's team have levelled, and they finally hit one from the outside, having not been shy in shooting from long distance. Just to give you another quick update, by the way, from the Tenerife game, because the points are flooding in quickly for them. They're up by double figures already. 13-2 at the moment. It's 7-7 here. A chance as well for the Sicilians, Orlandina, to take the lead here for the first time. Mario Earing, the 19-year-old, dictating the tempo here for them. Moves it on forward into the paint, bounce pass towards the baseline. And a foul by Matteo Zeric, a young player for MHP. Just 18 years of age, the German who's come in. He sends Campani to the line. And Orlandina have their first lead here. Only 2 wins from their 13 games so far in the Basketball Champions League since the playoffs. Campani not here, happy here. I think his second attempt has been chalked off by the officials, so the lead for Orlandina is 8-7. Walker over on the far side, trying to create some room here. There's Rocky Trice, I beg your pardon, attacking in to the edge of the paint. losing the handle on the ball. And turning it over then was Florian Koch. Offensive rebound claimed here by Campani, high off the window. And they're up by 3, Orlandina. Walker. Here's Koch now. Across to the near side. Trice moves it back across. Here's Derek McRae to the far side. They'll take the long corner 2. Wouldn't go. Big offensive rebound though. Flicked up and in by Thomas Walker. Really well read on the glass from Walker. Earring had it prodded away by Walkup as well. Still going to be Orlandina ball, but he's got 5 of Riesen's 9 points. Two of 5 from the field now. Big offensive rebound here to flip this one back up and in. 3 rebounds as well in this first quarter. It was an offensive rebound at the other end from Campani. Final 3 minutes of the first. Mario Earring. Shot clock down to the final 3 seconds. He dances through the defense and then gets fouled by Rocky Trice. Rocky Trice, who's playing for just the 2nd time in the competition this season. He was a part of the team last season here in the Basketball Champions League, but he's struggled for fitness this season. 16 scoreless minutes on his 1 appearance prior to today. He sent Mario Earring to the line, and Earring keeps Orlandina in front. Cook across to the far side. McRae back to Trice. Trice to McRae. McRae will put the ball on the floor from the perimeter and get some contact from Earring. Just 9 points in the opening 7.5 minutes for the Germans. Not the best start at all. Coach John Patrick there in the background will want his team to show a response. Quick 3 off the inbound pass. Good for Valiskovsky. It's his 2nd from the outside as well. Ties the scores at 12-12. Nice pass into the lane, drop though, recovered by Trice. He'll take on another 3. Wouldn't go this time though for Peter McNeely. Coast to coast drive, tipped out of bounds by Cook. MHP Riesen have got half of their points from 3-point shooting, but they're only 2 of 8 from the outside. They've insisted on taking on that long-range shot. Into the final 2 minutes of the first quarter. 4th foul on MHP Riesen here. Orlandina will inbound from the far sideline. Kovlev, who's hit a 3 himself, has the pass knocked away. And that's the only 3 that Orlandina have hit. They're 1 of 5 from downtown. Recovered in the backcourt here by Campani. Shot clock down to the final few seconds. Into the paint, back out. Kovlev let it slip through his grasp and turns it over. We're going to have a timeout with 1 minute and 42 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Nothing to separate these 2 teams so far, despite being 2nd and bottom of Group B, respectively. MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg 12, Orlandina 12.
Good shots, guys. Look to go short. Going down low and just down. Just shorts right out of it. Just shorts. I think you should go right out of it. Just weak side guy. Make sure you don't come up because we're flying out. If we go to the left, Karan, you're going to the left, right? Yeah. So Belgian, you'll be ball side.
Don't let them to attack one-on-one. It's clear. Next offense, round. To go inside. Let's go.
The game day 7 meeting between these two. Orlandina lost the game to MHP by 11 points, 61-72. They didn't do too badly shooting the ball. They had 6 more assists than MHP, but they committed 22 turnovers and lost the offensive rebounding count 9-15. And that subsequently saw Ludwigsburg take an extra 15 field goal attempts in the game. That was the difference that day. No difference so far this evening. A minute and a half to play. They'll take on another wide open 3 and miss again, but tipped in with the contact by Algin Cook. They keep shooting the 3. Orlandina keep allowing them to. They're only 2 of 9 now from downtown, but that time Algin Cook with the rebound, the putback and the foul. A chance at a 3-point play for him, and he takes it. The first trip to the foul line for the home team this evening. Stojanovic, the 20-year-old Serbian. Putting the ball on the floor is Kulboka, 20-year-old Lithuanian. Back to the perimeter. Long 2 wouldn't go for Campana. Driving down the floor with real intention is Karen Johnson. High entry pass here. Cook looking to go to work inside again. Again tipped the offensive rebound, but couldn't finish this time. And that's a turnover against Lagana. Another young player who's come in to play for the first time, just 18 years of age, and he dribbles the ball here. He's saying he dribbled it off the foot of his opponent. The officials give it the other way. Make your own mind up about that one. Looking to attack for the perimeter this time, Peter McNeely. High off the window, got it to fall. The Canadian able to get that one to go. MHP Riesen by 5. First score of the game for him. Final 35 seconds. Stojanovic trying to create some room on the perimeter. Nice bounce pass inside. Wouldn't go off the glass at the other end from Campana. Just a 3-second differential between shot and game clock at the end of the quarter here. So MHP Riesen trying to hold it for the final shot perhaps of the first. Karen Johnson, there's a foul as he looked to put it up away from the ball on Campani. It was on the ball handler. 8.3 seconds to play, but it wasn't called on the shot. So shot clock turned off now. Karen Johnson trying to create some room on the perimeter. There's the drive inside, little fade away mid-ranger. Wouldn't quite fall for MHP Riesen, but they have been able to create a little bit of breathing room at the end of the quarter. They held Orlandina scoreless for the final few minutes of it, and they lead 17-12. Some really disappointing shooting numbers for both teams in a low-scoring first quarter, but MHP Riesen will be happy with their 17 points and their 5-point lead in the end. Turnovers plaguing Orlandina's game as well. The outside shot, a key feature of MHP Riesen's game. They've hit 2 of 9. They've taken as many 3-pointers as they have 2-pointers. And Orlandina only 4 of 15 from the field altogether. Rebounding numbers and assists pretty even at the moment. 5 turnovers though for the Italians in the first quarter alone. Remember, they had 22 in the reverse matchup in Sicily back on game day 7. Walkup with 5 points, leading the way. Walaszkowski, one of the 2 players who has knocked down a 3 for MHP Riesen. And for Orlandina, the 4 points of Dellis, the leading scorer for them. Coach John Patrick's team lead by 5, 17-12 at the end of 1. And Coach Gennaro Di Carlo would have been pretty happy with the start from his team, but it's a positive start that has quickly dissipated. Stojanovic, their leading scorer, if you can count his average from just 2 games to inbound the ball here, 0 of 3 from the field so far, yet to score. Earing on to Ikovlev to the far side, double team trap on Stojanovic over on that far side. He tried to play the cross-court pass, which was risky and picked off by Walkup, and then a foul. Walkup fouled by Earing on the behind-the-back dribble. Earing's first foul. Karen Johnson bursting to the basket all the way through. Largest lead of the evening so far. Karen Johnson's first score comes after turning on the afterburners. Three-point shot. Ikovlev hits his second of the game. He's the only player for Orlandina to score from the outside. The rest of his teammates are 0 of 4. Ikovlev is 2 of 2. Johnson across to Walkup. Just off the corner of the paint. Would it go down for Walaszkowski? And now, not happy at all, Arnoldas Kulboka, who I think has been called for the turnover here, and he's stating his case to the officials. In fact, it has been given in his favour. Let's see what happened here off the missed shot. Ball knocked away. And he thought it had been given against him, but it's still Orlandina ball. Ikovlev. Earing. Strong move in towards the paint, but falling over, difficult shot that wouldn't fall for Faust, but he will go to the line for 2. Faust looking for his first points of the evening. Orlandina have now scored the first 4 points of the second quarter. Will there be a photo finish to this one? Only a 3-point game. Peter McNeely. Algin Cook. Cook taking on the long 2 with a hand in his face and got it to rattle around and drop. Earing. 5-point lead restored for MHP Riesen. It's been as many as 7. And there's a foul as the entry pass went in there on Adika Peter McNeely. Less than 2 minutes played of this second quarter. I think that might be the 3rd foul here on MHP Riesen already. I'll just check that. It may be just the 2nd. Non-shooting fouls of the inbound and move it quickly into the paint, and again falling down in the same spot but missing is Faust. This time didn't get fouled. Peter McNeely across to the far side. Here's Karen Johnson for the outside shot. The bank open for him on a Tuesday night in Ludwigsburg. So the gap up to 8 points, which is the largest lead of the game. 8 minutes to go until half-time. Stojanovic, can he finally get going? Prodding and probing here and looking for the best route to penetrate. Spots a gap, bursts into it, dishes it to the baseline. Back out, three-point shot right at the end of the shot clock. Brilliantly done. Kovlev from the outside for the third time. Orlandina sticking with MHP Riesen here. They've closed the gap to 5. There's the drive from Elgin Cook into the edge of the paint. Unable to hit, knocked away. Still going to be MHP Riesen ball. It looks like they've called one of those Kovlev outside shots as a two-pointer. He must have had a toe on the line. So I'll make it 3 of 3 from the field for him for 8 points in 8 minutes on court. Quick score off the inbound pass for David McRae, with not too long left on the shot clock as well. Orlandina sleeping that time. Quick release down the floor. MHP Riesen sleeping here. And an attempt at an emphatic finish for Faust. He'll have to earn them from the foul line. Very close to the highlight reel play of the game. Just disrupted on his route to the rim. Got whacked across the forearm by Peter McNeely. And that will be the third foul on MHP Riesen with 3 minutes played here in the second. Stojanovic getting a few words of encouragement from Coach Gennaro Di Carlo, and then on the other bench, David McRae speaking to Coach John Patrick. Orlandina looking to close the gap here, which has been as many as 8 points, down to 5. And Faust doing a good job at the foul line. As a team, they're 7 of 9 now. And the home team have only taken 1 free throw. Thomas Walkup. Walkup around the big frame of Sears. Back to Justin Sears here. Now McRae. McRae knocked away. Still MHP Riesen ball. Shot clock down to just 6 though. David McRae to inbound. Across to the far side, Elgin Cook turns to try and drive down the baseline. Over the head finish. Oh, he threw up the circus shot at the end of the shot clock and got it to fall. Earring out to Ali Begovic. Back to Earring. 7 points the gap again. Dellis. Earring to Dellis, who passes away from the double team inside. And the three-point shot wouldn't go. Big commanding take on the rebound from Sears. Quick release to McRae. Can he find his teammate? No. Faust did a good job of getting in the way. He came back off the MHP Riesen player as well, so it's going to be Orlandina ball look. Tenerife, by the way, winning by 8 points at Neptunas. That was that over-the-head wild layup from Cook that fell. Only 1 turnover for Orlandina here so far in the second, after 5 in the first. They're doing their best to protect the ball and to stick with the team that are well above them in Group B. Almost prodded away here, recovered by Kovlev. End of the shot clock. This time kicks it out. Can one of his teammates hit a 3? Kovlev couldn't handle from Earring. And a shake of the head from Coach Di Carlo. Bit of encouragement for his team as well, for the intent. Walkup bumped from behind by Ali Begovic. Walkup to the far side. They take on the 3. It's good. Lead stretched to double figures for the first time. 4 of 11 from downtown now. They've improved their efficiency from the outside. And that one makes it the largest lead of the night, right towards the midway point of the second quarter. The pass from Walkup. And the three-pointer from Elgin Cook, who's up to 12 points already. 4 of 6 inside, and that is first from the outside. Here goes Ali Begovic trying to create some room against Cook on defence. Back out, final few seconds on the shot clock. Floater from the foul line, nowhere near from Earring. And Orlandina have lost their way. Walker takes on the long two in the end after creating unorthodoxly a bit of room to shoot. And the lead is up to 12 points. We're going to have a timeout just over the midway point of the second from coach Gennaro Di Carlo. MHP Riesen well and truly in the driver's seat now with a few minutes to go until half-time.
Everything happen on off. Forget they come back to play defense. We cannot play 5-on-4 on defense. Come back and match. You lose the ball, doesn't matter. Cambio. Go boy.
We saw the turnover stats there, and MHP Riesen really starting to protect the ball very well now. Just 4 turnovers through the opening 15 minutes, and after a poor start from the field, their shooting percentages are improving as well, up to 56% inside, 36% from downtown. Key players finding their feet, almost losing his feet there, Elgin Cook, but still able to score. He leads the way with 12 points of 5 of 8 shooting, 5 rebounds as well to head his team in that department too. $12 points, the MHP Riesen lead, 33-21. Prodded away from behind and a turnover as well, right off the back of the timeout, and Walker comes down the floor to rub salt in the Orlandina wounds. And then another turnover right off the back of that as well. This young Orlandina team crumbling on the road in Germany. MHP Riesen turning up the heat and getting their reward. They've turned it up a notch on offense and defense. Fans liking what they're seeing at the moment. Geska. There's the handoff on the perimeter to Rocky Trice, who takes the contested long two, grabs his own rebound and has a free passage right down Main Street. The lead all the way up to 16 points here with 4 minutes and change remaining in the first half. Stojanovic backing in, edge of the paint. Ali Begovic calling for it far side, receives it with the high catch. Can they stop the rot here? Orlandina towards the baseline, trying to find his way out was Campani, and then Earring was blocked to the end of the shot clock, and there's just no room to breathe for the Italians right now. Give his team real credit at both ends of the floor. A puzzling look on the face of coach Gennaro Di Carlo. Thomas Walker. It's another 3. Straight down the centre, wouldn't go this time. Rebound pulled down by Dellis. Earring down the floor. Ali Begovic to shoot the outside shot. He misses as well. Rebound Balaskovski. 3.5 to play in the first half. It's another one for Elgin Cook. MHP momentum multiplying ahead of the playoffs, and Cook at the heart of it. 15 points. The lead is 19. He's 4 of 6 inside, 2 of 3 from downtown. And a foul taken by Balaskovski, and that puts MHP Riesen over the limit, so it at least gives Orlandini an opportunity to stop the rot from the foul line and at least get some points on the board. They've scored just 9 so far here in the second quarter, and that was after just 12 in the first. I think they had 12 by the 7-minute mark as well, so that would make it just 9 points over the last 10 minutes before these foul shots. Foul shots that Mario Delis dispatches to close the gap to 17. Elgin Cup, 15 of Ludwigsburg's 40 so far. And this man's got 9 of them as well. Those two players looking to combine. His Trice moving it inside to Sears. Sears backing in and getting the contact from Delis. Only a couple of fouls in the second quarter for Orlandina, so they will inbound the ball. MHP Riesen with 14 on the shot clock. Rocky Trice looking to attack, jab step, steps back for the 3 and gets nothing but nylon. Starting to rain threes in Ludwigsburg now. 7 of 15 from the outside after a poor start from downtown. Ali Begovic into Delis. Delis back out. Ali Begovic from a couple of feet back was too long. Commanding take on the rebound from Sears. And now Walkup. Walkup to the corner. They'll take on another 3. This time off the mark. Nicholas Geske from the outside. And then a foul as well. The lead is at 20 points though, with 2 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the second quarter as Geske gets called for the foul. And MHP Riesen, remember, at the limit already as Geske picks up his second personal. So Coach Di Carlo's team to the foul line again. They've got there on a pretty frequent basis in this first half. In fact, 9 of their 23 points have come from this strike before that miss from Campani. His team have only taken 1 free throw, which was a 3-point play that they duly converted. Now 10 of Orlandina's 24 from the strike, but nowhere near enough. Back in comes Karen Johnson. Out goes Nicholas Geske on those 2 fouls. Johnson 3 points and 2 assists so far. There he is again. Koch will take on the 3, falling down to the deck. Sears, what an offensive rebound that was, knocked away by Delis, still MHP ball. Tenerife leading by 8, by the way, at Neptūnas Klaipėda in Lithuania, so that one's far from done and dusted. Still very much the chance for a home side comeback. This one, though, is looking more and more in the books. It would take something truly special from Orlandina from this point already. We're not even at half-time yet. Here's Sears. Back out, move to the corner. The 3 falls short. Sears looking to grab another offensive rebound, loses out to Delis. Faust with the quick release down the floor to nobody in particular and turns it over. Still just 4 turnovers for the home team here as we approach half-time. That's number 12 for Orlandina. Rocky Trice. Sears setting the screen or running a bit of interference at least. Trice misses the 3. They just keep on shooting threes. Whether they miss or they hit, they just keep on going. And they started the game on a series of misses, then found their feet. Now they've missed their last few. They've fallen to 33% from the outside. Still a good buffer between them and Orlandina. 19 points with 1 minute and 19 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Back in comes Adika Peter McNeely. He's been seated on 2 fouls. Campani back at the foul line. And the gap closed here to 17. They've shot it very well from the free throw line. The problem is they've been terrible from the field, Orlandina. 31% inside, 20% from downtown. We've got an MHP Riesen timeout as we approach the end of the first half. They lead by 17. Now here's a big bit of news for MHP Riesen fans. A 7-0 run for Neptunas at home to Tenerife has closed the gap down to just 1 in that game with a minute remaining until half-time. Elsewhere in this group, Ventspils trailing at home to Pauk by 10 in a winner makes the playoffs matchup. They need to go on a similar run to Neptunas. Karen Johnson. Here it's a 17-point MHP Riesen lead. Third foul called on Orlandina. Drawn by Karen Johnson as he tried to get away from Faust. Rocky Trice to Koch for 3. It's another miss. They've missed a good 4 or 5 in a row now from the outside MHP. A minute and 4 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Johnson to inbound the ball. Here's Trice. Now Koch thought about another 3. Trice will hand it off to Karen Johnson. Johnson across to the far side. Low catch for Trice, gathered it in, took on the 3-point shot and missed it at the end of the shot clock. Another offensive rebound though, this time from Koch. Third chance opportunity here. Koch takes it on and gets it to go. And they've poured in 46 points in this first half, MHP Riesen. The lead is up to 20 again, 46-26. There's a whistle with the shot clock down to 6. That stops a streak of misses from the outside for MHP. They've taken 21 3-point attempts in the first half. The same number they've taken inside. Official just in conversation with coach Di Carlo. His team back at the line again. MHP over the limit very early in this second quarter. Orlandina trying to take advantage of that. Campani at the line at the moment, makes them both. Makes it an 18-point game. They're shooting close to 90% from the foul line. And they've got there for 17 or 16 free throws in this first half, but they still trail by 18. Shot clock turned off at the end of the first. Knocked away here by Faust. Whose possession will it be? It's going to go the way of the away side. And they'll have 6.9 to try and finish an otherwise dark cloud of a first half with a silver lining. Let's have a look here. It's prodded away from Johnson. And then prodded by Faust as well. Here is Faust looking to finish the job. Dellis over the top of Sears scores. MHP will throw one up from centre court, off the top of the backboard and away. So only a 16-point lead for them at the half, but they do look pretty comfortable. MHP Riesen having led by 20 or more on several occasions. They burst away in that second quarter. They lead at half-time 46-30 over Capo de Orlando. And there's a look at the overall shooting numbers and percentages. You can see MHP Riesen dominant from the field, but Orlandina's foul shooting keeping them in it. Rebounding numbers in favour of MHP on the offensive glass. That happened pretty late in the second quarter. Turnovers hurting Orlandina at the moment, 11-5. Game leaders, 15 points for Elgin Cook, as well as 5 rebounds for Coach Patrick's team. 8 points for Dellis, leading the way for the away side. Hearing guilty of those 3 turnovers. Orlandina have had 11. And the leading scorer is Walkup with 9 points to add to Cook's 15. Cock has 5. Dellis leading the way with the 8 for the away team, along with the 8 of Ikovlev. So halftime score in Ludwigsburg. MHP Riesen leading by 16 over Orlandina, 46-30. A huge second quarter for them. 29 points over the last 10 minutes of basketball. And Orlandina just making a little bit of a comeback from the foul line, in particular towards the end of the quarter, to keep their hopes of just a 3rd win in this competition alive. But it's going to take a huge effort from them to get back in the ball game in the second half. They've at least given themselves a chance at the end of the second quarter. Do join us for the second half here in around 10 minutes time. Welcome back to the MHP Arena, where MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg lead by 16 over Orlandina at half-time, 46-30. After a huge third quarter that they scored 29 points in. And they're led by the 15 of Algin Cook, who also leads them in rebounding with 5. And he's 6 of 9 from the field so far, including 2 of 3 from downtown. Elsewhere, they've had 9 points from Thomas Walkup, his fellow American, who's 4 of 8 from the field, and that Manny Kovlev leading the way as one of the 2 leading scorers for Orlandina. 3 of 3 from the field, including 2 of 2 from downtown for 8 points for him. In fact, they now have 3 players on 8 points, Campani and Dellis as well. Dellis 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from the line, 5 rebounds, 2, and Campani, who's got 6 of his 8 points so far from the free throw line. It's a long way back for Orlandina here. Coach John Patrick's team well and truly in charge, but you never know. A 20-plus point lead was cut to just 16 right before the break, thanks largely to the foul shooting of Orlandina, who are 14 of 16 from the line for 88%. It's the one area, and they've been able to do some damage. Final chance for the 2 coaches to have a word with their 2 sets of players before the start of this second half. Just a reminder of the situation for these 2 clubs. Orlandina, bottom of the pile in Group B. No chance of progressing through to the knockout stages in their first ever European campaign. MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, on the other hand, will be going through to the playoffs. We know that already. It's whether they will go through as the first or second place team in the group, and at the moment as it stands they would be second, but that could all change in the second half. They need Tenerife to lose on the road at Neptunas. The reigning champions of the Basketball Champions League have had double-digit leads in that game. They were close to just a point though towards the end of the second quarter, and at the moment, start of the third quarter there, Tenerife lead by 5. I'll keep you up to date with that one as the second half of this one progresses. Ludwigsburg start with the ball with Karen Johnson. And they'll take another 3-pointer. Story of the first half for them, and they pick up right where they left off here in the second. Thomas Walkup knocking one down from the outside, takes the lead back to 19. They've taken more 3-point attempts than they have 2-point attempts here this evening. Kovlev, he's 3 of 3 from downtown to match the 3 and 3 on his shirt. And Orlandini have 33. Cook. Walkup. Cook looking to run a bit of interference, then moves away into the low post. Shot clock down to 5, knocked away, and a turnover forced. Riesen only had 5 turnovers in the whole of the first half. Stojanovic attacking from the far side of the paint. Dellis, one of the 3 leading scorers. Kovlev misses from the field for the first time, but they get the offensive rebound. He's now the leading scorer for them with 11 points. 4 of 4 from the field before that one. Earring driving in, getting rejected, but a foul. And that coming with just 1 second remaining on the shot clock as well. A rare blot on the stat line of Algin Cook. There's the 3rd 3-pointer from Kovlev. And one at the other end as well for Walkup. He's 2 of 6 from downtown Walkup. 3 of 3 inside as well, so 12 points for him. The second Ludwigsburg player into double figures. Hearing at the foul line where Orlandina found themselves on a regular basis in the first half, closing the gap to 15 here. Look at that, 14 of 16 from the foul line. The home team just 1 of 1. Across to the far side it goes. Corner 3 off the mark. Can they recover the offensive rebound? They can. They get a fresh 14 on the shot clock. Johnson back out. They move it around the perimeter again to the corner. Walkup looks to get down the baseline, but he's called for the travel. Look at the encouragement from Coach Gennaro Di Carlo for Orlandina's defensive discipline there. Just the 5 first half turnovers for MHP Riesen. And they've committed 2, maybe even 3 already here in the third quarter. Kovlev. Earring. Kovlev on the move, picked off though. Here comes Algin Cook. Going one way and then the other, dancing through the defense and getting the foul, and he'll go to the line for 2. It is 2 turnovers that Riesen have had already in the third quarter after only 5 in the whole of the first half, but that time they forced the turnover on Orlandina, who were hoping to get closer than 15. Instead, it's a point swing the other way as Cook adds to his 15 first half points from the foul line. Only the second free throw that the home team have taken today. Cook comfortably makes them both, now has 17. Here goes Earring quickly down the floor. Stojanovic just really hasn't happened for him. He's 0 of 3 from the field so far, yet to score. Here he goes again. Hanging off the backboard, would it go? So he's 0 of 4 now, the 20-year-old. Walker back out. Moved onto this near side. It's Algin Cook. Misses that one. Grabbed underneath, but turned over into the hands of Dellis. Faust looking to attack the rim, and he plows right through the defense. Faust unable to finish and called for the foul. Decent pass from Stojanovic. Velaskov's get his feet set, planted outside the circle. And he took a huge hit for his team. Geska. Algin Cook. Walkup moving it on. Peter McNeely across to Sears, then one further to Walkup. Shot clock down to the final 3 seconds here. Thomas Walkup's got to take the shot on. It's Geska, in fact, I beg your pardon. He's off the mark from the far side. So points pretty hard to come by so far in the third quarter. We had a slow start to scoring in the game. No points for the first 3 minutes. It's not been quite that slow at the start of the second half, but it's only 5-4 so far. Stojanovic. Here's Faust across to the far side. Earring. Earring forced back, moves it on. Stojanovic for 3. He's 0 of 5 from the field now. The young man who has averaged 11 points over his 2 previous appearances in the competition. He was 11 of 19 from the field before today, Stojanovic, and now he's 0 of 5 on the evening. Foul then on the rebound as well. Dellis not happy with that call. "17 points the difference." The three-point shot good for Walkup. They just backed off him and he made the defense pay. 20 points the lead again. Stojanovic. Mid-ranger for Campani, puts it in. Double figures for Campani now. Orlandina just hoping to cling in and stay in the fight here. There's the step-in crossover onto the left hand. Sears off the backboard, wouldn't go, grabs his own rebound. Bullish play on the boards and he puts it in. Earring, 20 points the lead again. Earring looking to float it over the top of Sears, who's the most athletic perhaps at getting up high, and he disrupts the shot. Cook across to the far side. Walkup balances the sideline, finds Trice. Back to Elgin Cook in the corner, 10 seconds still to work with here on the shot clock. It's Walkup who just hit a three. Will he take on another? Across to the far side, Trice puts it up instead, doesn't go. A chance for Orlandina to bring it below 20 again. Tenerife, by the way, have made a flying start to the second half in the other game that pertains to top spot. They lead by 17 now over Neptunas, having only led by 5 at the half. It looks as though Tenerife will take top spot in Group B and MHP Riesen will have to settle for second. Sears pirouette in the paint. Walkup in the corner, steps in for the long two, gets fouled and will go to the line. The story of the night at the moment in this group is the game between Ventspils and Pauk. Pauk have had double-digit leads in that one. The gap has been closed by the home team Ventspils to just 5 with 14 minutes to play, and that is simple. The winner goes to the playoffs, the loser misses out.
Round. You guard the World Cup. You guard the number 7. You guard the Trice. Ok? World Cup. I bring it up, I got it, ok? Recognize, Luca, quando loro giocano pick and roll e back screen. Switch between guards. No?
Last time he didn't screen and Volkov just got a 3 wide open.
Okay, we stay down.
Just get that thing moving. You're at the 5, okay? So you're popping back. Here we go. Defense, 1, 2, 3. Defense. Whoa.
Well, we saw the shooting numbers there in that timeout. The thing that really stands out is how many three-point shots MHP Riesen have taken. 4 more shots from the outside than they've taken on the inside so far. They're 9 of 28 from downtown. It's good enough at the moment. That one knocked down by Walkup, who's 3 of 7. And as a team, they lead by 20. Thomas Walkup at the line, able to add to his previous 16 points. And the lead is up to 22. He's in a battle with his teammate Elgin Cook now to become the leading scorer in the game. Those two both having big nights. Walkup goes to the bench though for now. Earring gets it back from Kulboka. Kovlev back to Kulboka again. Nice pass, the cut down the baseline, but an offensive foul. It's not quite happening for Faust here tonight. It was a lovely feed to him. The offensive foul was against his teammate, I think. Four fouls on Orlandina already, with 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. They take another static 3 off the mark this time. Batted back out. They might get a second chance here. They do. Picked off, though, by Faust, who's got the freedom of the MHP arena to find the flying finish. A rare moment of joy here for Orlandina in the third as they close the gap to 20. Valeskovski across to Trice, who gets it back here from Koch, across to the far side again to Geska. It'll come for Trice here, only got a couple of seconds to shoot, and a foul call with just 2 left on the shot clock. Elgin Cook and Thomas Walcott, by the way, both have 17 points apiece now for MHP Riesen, but they're both on the bench getting a good rest. There's the steal and the big emphatic finish from Faust. Five fouls on his team already here in the third with 3 minutes and 22 seconds remaining. Any foul from this point on from their defence will send the MHP Riesen offence to the foul line. Now I wonder what they've called here, because it's foul shots here taken on by Rocky Trice. He's getting 3 of them. Makes the first 2, misses the third. And they'll get the ball as well. Not sure if there was a technical call in the midst of that. .22 is the lead. Here's Trice. Trice crosses everyone to the right, across to the far side to McRae. McRae prodding and probing. Across to that far side to Trice again. Shake and bake dribble through the legs, steps back, tries to go off the glass, nowhere near. Picked off straight away by Rocky Trice, who makes amends for that last miss. What a pass that almost was, but great play on defense to get back from Denis Kovlev. That would have been one of the passes of the game day. Eric. Kovlev now on the offensive end, 2.5 to play in the third. He gets fouled, only the second foul in the quarter on MHP. Tenerife leading by 15 points, just to give you an update from that other game. So it would take a huge Neptunas comeback over the final 13 minutes in that one to give MHP a chance of claiming top spot in this group. Trice goes to the bench, 7 points, 3 assists so far for him, a couple of steals as well. And I think going to the line here will be Campani again. It continues to be the one area that Orlandina have shot the ball well. He got fouled from behind that time. I think it was Valeskovski. Campani 7 of 8 from the foul line as he reaches 11 points to tie level with the Kovlev as his team's leading scorer. And now he surpasses it, 8 of 9. As a team, they're 17 of 20 from the stripe. Karen Johnson. Now Elgin Cook back in the game. Spinning edge of the paint, high arcing shot. He's cooking again. Elgin Cook up to 19. 5 of 7 inside for Cook. The lead is at 22 once more. Hearing getting fouled there by Karen Johnson. This one from Cook, tying the largest lead of the game for MHP Riesen, 22 points. Eric. Kovlev goes inside this time. Great defensive read to come up with the interception. Cook releases to McRae. Sears then attacking from the perimeter, trying to force it in. Guess who is there? Elgin Cook surpasses 20 points. He's more than double his season average They almost turn it over here again. Kovlev able to come up with a loose ball. Great effort from Walker. MHP Riesen up by 24. They know they're probably nailed on to finish second now. They're going through anyway, but yet that kind of effort from Thomas Walker is to really be admired in the circumstances. Fighting for every loose ball, almost forcing the turnover. And in the end, Orlandina do miss the shot. Cleaning up on the backboard here, Algin Cook. Now 21 points, 8 of 12 from the field, 7 rebounds as well. Final minute of the third quarter. Karen Johnson to Thomas Walker, on to Cook again. Here's Sears with a baby hook inside, misses it. Tries to grab the rebound but commits the foul. And I think that will be number 5 on MHP. Much to the disappointment of Coach Patrick, so Orlandina will walk the length of the floor and shoot free throws here. Do not discount Neptunas Klaipeda in the game against Tenerife tonight. They've closed the gap down to 9 points. They're a team that always continues to fight until the very end, and there's still 11 minutes to go in that one. MHP Riesen still with a chance to finish top, perhaps. Big attack from Sears, who did well mid-air to finish. Faust, 24-point lead, largest of the game. Faust was stripped by Sears, who went down to the deck to come up with the ball. Shot clock turned off at the end of the third quarter. Here goes Sears again in the lane, teammate calling for it on the perimeter. Instead he's called for the travel, and it was a sloppy move in the end. Coach not happy. So one final attack perhaps for Orlandina. They turn it over. Is there a shot still here from centre court? Did it get away in time? Doesn't go anyway for Thomas Walkup, and that will do it for the third quarter. Ludwigsburg able to extend their advantage from half-time as they win the third 20-12. They lead by 24 points, 66-42 over Capo de Orlando. Look at the game stats, the shooting numbers for MHP, shooting 29 three-pointers, hitting 9 of them. Orlandina really struggling from the field. Look at some of the key highlights from the third quarter. And Thomas Walkup quickly up to 17 points. Great defensive play that time, putting his body on the line. Valeskovsky forcing the turnover. Walkup with the hot hand early on in the quarter. He's 6 of 11 from the field altogether. Points hard to come by again for Orlandina. Sears coming into the game and grabbing a couple of offensive rebounds, scoring from that one off his own miss. And then Algin Cook came back in off the bench and quickly surpassed the 20-point mark. Faust with the dunk that time, but that was called a foul against the ball handler Kulboka. And steal for Faust, this the only dunk that I can think of on the evening. Faust with the freedom of the arena to finish. Sears getting inside, getting the hook over the top, but there was Algin Cook cleaning up off the missed shot and putting it in. 8 of 12 from the field, 6 of 8 inside, 2 of 4 from downtown, 3 of 3 from the line, 21 points, 7 rebounds and 3 steals. In a really accomplished performance so far from Algin Cook. German fans enjoying the final evening of the regular season in the Basketball Champions League. Their team going through to the knockout stages for the second consecutive season in this competition. Came so close to a place in the Final Four last season. That's the target again this time around for coach Gennaro Di Carlo's Orlandina. It will be the end of the line at the end of this fourth and final quarter. MHP Riesen 66, Orlandina 42. As we have a delay in starting the fourth quarter, I think they're ready now. It's been a tough night for Vojislav Stojanovic, handling the ball now. 0 of 5 from the field, yet to score. A learning experience for the 20-year-old. Move to the near side, called Bocker. Shot disrupted by Cook, grabs his own rebound though. Bocker averaging 10.9 points per game this season. The joint leading scorer for Orlandina of players to play more than 2 games, but he struggled tonight as well. Got just the 2 points, only taken the 2 shots. Outside one, high arcing. Sears trying to grab the rebound, can't grab it. Stojanovic. He's 0 of 6 now, in fact, Stojanovic. Delis across to the far side. In towards Ikovlev, who gets fouled. First foul of the fourth quarter. He's on Lukas Herzog, who comes in here to make his Basketball Champions League debut at the age of 16. Quite appropriate, he's wearing the number 16 on his back. What an achievement that is. And coach John Patrick giving him that opportunity. Offensive rebound, back out for the outside shot, which falls for Mirza Ali Begovic. Only the 4th from the outside this evening on the 16th attempt for Orlandina. Foul there on Ali Begovic. Neptuna still down by 9 at home to Tenerife. 7.5 minutes to play in that one. 8.5 remaining in this one. Herzog, the 16-year-old, remains in the game on this near side. Elgin Cook, the leading scorer, looking to attack again. Gets away from the defense and puts it in off the glass. The number 23 has 23. 9 of 13 from the field. They've come so efficiently as well. Here's the teenager trying to stick with another teenager who's 3 years older than him. On that far side, here's Ikovlev now looking to attack Cook. Ran into the challenge of Sears and gets the contact and will get the trip to the line as well. Just before it came into him, we had a 16-year-old up against a 19-year-old. The difference is MHP Riesen able to give their young players opportunities in this situation, knowing their place in the playoffs and their win in this game is all but lightly wrapped up. Orlandina have had to rely on very young players throughout the course of this whole regular season. Coach Gennaro Di Carlo with a really short rotation at times because of the lack of strength and depth of experienced players. Peter McNeely getting in across to the far side. Corner shot wouldn't go. Offensive rebound for Koch. He balances the baseline as well. Herzog across to Sears. Here's Herzog again, puts it on the floor, looks to attack, tries to find a teammate down the baseline, knocked away though, and then he commits the foul. He's in the game to try and learn. And that time maybe just getting a little bit too excited by the occasion. Ali Begovic moving it forward. Delis. Dellis looking to attack one-on-one in the low post. Help defense comes across, force back out to the perimeter. They'll take the outside shot from the far side and get it to go. Mario Earing. Gap close to 18. A couple of three-pointers in quick succession for Orlandina. Riesen have been up by 24, I believe, is the largest lead. Elgin Cook. Cook backing in into the paint, and a foul called against Ali Begovic. Here's a look at the outside shot. Nice ball movement to move it across to the far side. They had a free man because of the double team that came across to greet the player in the post. Foul shots here for Elgin Cook, as his points tally continues to tick. Rocky Trice coming in. 24 for Elgin Cook now. Geska. Koch. Back to Nicholas Geska. Across to the far side it goes. Geska gets it back, looks to attack from the high post. Bounce pass in towards the lane, knocked away. Geska. Looking across to the far side, bounce pass instead to Sears, edge of the paint, back out, three-point shot for Koch, too long. Grabs here by Yakovlev. Yakovlev looking to attack inside, having done so much damage from the outside. Back out to Dellis, his Earing, still plenty of time on the shot clock. Out to the near side to Kulboka. Dellis stepping in, one pass too many, although it pops out of bounds off Justin Sears, so it's still going to be Orlandina ball. Earing to inbound from the baseline, 7 to shoot. Dellis back to Earing, tries to get down the baseline. Ali Begovic looking to flip it up, disrupted by the defense. Oh, bundling his way all the way through, but missing was Koch. He wanted a foul, so did the fans. They don't get it. Ali Begovic for three. Yes, they've hit three from this near side here in the fourth quarter. And they've been able to eat into what has been a mammoth lead from MHP. Coach John Patrick wants to talk it over here around the midway point of the fourth quarter.
Let's go with the first five. Go with the first five. Guys, we got to play some defense. Got to play some defense. You're not running back on D. Doesn't matter what happens on offense. Let's get stops. Okay, we're not taking bad shots. Everybody okay that's there? Okay. Look, it's 16 points, but we got to get some rebounds, come down, and then run something. I suggest this. Looking to slalom and pop out of it. So Elgin.
You see the fourth quarter score there. I've actually got it as 3-11 to Orlandina, who've closed the gap from 24 down to 16. They've hit 3 3-pointers from this spot, the latest from Mirza Ali Begovic. And that makes the score 69-53. MHP Riesen still in a comfortable position, but Coach John Patrick not happy that his team have taken their foot off the pedal. There has been a Tenerife takeover, by the way, in the fourth quarter in Klaipeda. They lead by 15 with only 3.5 minutes to play, so it looks inevitable now that Tenerife will win Group B. No matter what happens here, that will see MHP Riesen finish in second. Cook hands it off to Walker. Shot clock down to 5 here. Thomas Walkup toying with the defense, takes on the 3, misses it. And the rebound grabbed by Kulboka, and then a foul. We know that Neptunas will also be going through from this group. There was one place up for grabs in the playoffs from Group B at the start of the evening. It was a winner-takes-all matchup between Ventspils and PAOK. And PAOK now, with just 4 minutes to play, are up by 15 on the road at Ventspils in that one. It looks as though the Greeks will be making their way into the playoffs. Delis turning and taking on the long 2. Can't get it to fall, right on the midway point of the 4th and final quarter. Here, and a burst all the way through. It falls with the chance to add 1 as well. The coast-to-coast drive from Karen Johnson. And that's the way to get back on track. Karen Johnson just taking matters into his own hands, going all the way himself. Orlandina over the foul limit for the quarter already, with still 5 minutes and change to play. And he grabs his own rebound on the baseline, does Johnson, off the missed free throw. And a technical for coach Gennaro Di Carlo. You can tell he's not happy at all. It's been a frustrating night for him and Orlandina. Thomas Walkup will shoot the technical, and it will also be MHP Riesen possession. They close the gap to around 16. It's now back up to 19. A chance for MHP Riesen to take it above 20 again. 24 is the largest lead. Algin Cook, who leads the way with 24 points of his own. Walkup. Walkup attacking from the far side, looking to pirouette edge of the paint, fades away to the corner, misses Algin Cook underneath for the rebound, finds his teammate as well, and Walkup puts it in. He's not just looking to be the leading scorer, he's looking to grab a double-double. Algin Cook as well by the time this one's through. 24 points, 9 rebounds and 3 steals. Walkup now has 20 points. 2 huge scoring tallies here for MHP. Rebound grabbed that time by Valaskovsky. Walkup to Algin Cook. Cook takes on a 3. Misses. Walkup the rebound underneath. Can he squeeze it in? No. Comes back to Cook. Cook back out. Walkup, will he take on the 3? He takes his time. 7 seconds left to shoot here. Here's Algin Cook. Ball in the hands of their main man. Turns towards the baseline and puts it in. Ludwigsburg locked and loaded, and their sights firmly set on the playoffs. 26 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double now for Algin Cook.
Ok? Adesso colore diverso. Questi possono penetrare. Ok? Look first, Voya. If you can receive the ball. If not, you go to screen. Okay? Now you remain in the corner. Voya, in any case, if he goes low, if he goes up, you arrive to receive the ball here. And you leave. You understand? Now. Okay, let's go.
It's been a 2-man wrecking crew for MHP Riesen here this evening. Cook and Walkup combining for 46 of their 76 points so far, led by Algin Cook's 26. He's now 10 of 16 from the field, 10 rebounds as well for the double-double. Final few minutes here Final few minutes of the regular season for these two clubs. MHP Riesen will be going on to the knockout stages. Orlandina will not. Earring hit on the three-point attempt. Very nearly got it. So he will go to the line for three. Orlandina's aim just to make this one look as respectable as possible, but it's going to be 5 straight defeats. In fact, 6 straight defeats at the end of the regular season for them. And all of those defeats will have come by double figures. A minute left to go in Klaipeda. Neptunas still down by 15 at home to Tenerife. So Tenerife will secure top spot in the group. His team are going to be bottom. MHP Riesen are going to be second. And PAOK are going to be in the playoffs at the expense of Ventspils. They're up by 18 on the road in that do-or-die game for those two clubs. Bounce pass to Earring, knocked away off the fingertips of Peter McNeely. 3 minutes to play in this one, 21 points the difference. Earring to get it in off the baseline. Kovlev. He's had his shooting range set well this evening. 15 points now, 5 of 6 from the field. Rocky Trice, in just his second appearance of the campaign. Algin Cook off the mark for 3. Rebound on the baseline, composed is Stojanovic to find his teammate Kovlev. Down the floor it goes. Contested corner shot, rebound for Walker. His 5th of the game as well as his 20 points. Algin Cook. Strong play again and he lays it up and in. 28 for Cook. The lead back to 21. Is he going to hit the 30 mark with 2 minutes and change remaining? Those stats at the bottom of your picture a little late updating. He's got 28 now. He's 9 of 12 inside. Earring across to this near side. Stojanovic, can he finally get going? No, another miss. It's been a nightmare night for him. Stojanovic 0 of 7 from the field. Trice taking on the corner 3 with the low catch. Looked like he'd lost the handle on the ball, but he puts it in. Double figures for Rocky Trice on just his 2nd appearance of the campaign. Timeout called, perhaps for the last time, in the Basketball Champions League this season for Orlandina.
Why you should cut? Why? And second one, you miss and you don't get back on defense because you are thinking what you did on offense. We cannot receive break. Shake. You put him down. Over there. Watch out. Kern. Voya. Marietto. Marione. Look to receive the ball. With the ball to Marione, we play shake. Luca. Automatically. Go here. Marietto. Marione. Voya. Nick. Okay. Here we go. You understand? It's clear? Capo. 1, 2, 3. Capo.
Rocky Trice becoming the 3rd player into double figures for Ludwigsburg, but it's all been about Cook and Walker combining for 46 points. I've just had my stats reset to show 26 for Cook, so it may well be that he's lost 2 along the way. It had been up to 28, but we've got it as 26 again now. Dallas coming up with this loose ball. Final 90 seconds here. And then a foul called against Rocky Trice. So it doesn't look as though Cook will hit the 30, but it's been some night for him. He's definitely had one taken off him in terms of the official stats. 26 points, 10 rebounds, 3 steals. And Coach John Patrick can smile because his team are going through into the Wednesday draw for the playoffs. And the last 16 in the quarterfinals drawn at the same time. You can see that draw live on the Basketball Champions League website. Foul inside on Stojanovic, or from Stojanovic rather. Tenerife have beaten Neptunas in the end by 16 points, 83-67 on the road in Lithuania. So they have finished with a 12-2 record to take top spot in Group B on the head-to-head over MHP Riesen, who will also, when this one is all said and done, finish 12-2. And PAOK have won by 21 on the road at Ventspils to beat them to a place in the playoffs. Heering moving it forward. Dellis. Bounce pass into Faust, who puts that one in off the glass. In the final minute of the regular season. Geska. Back out, long two, banked in. Mateo Zeric, the 18-year-old. The lead is at 25 points here. It has been comfortable for the entire night for MHP Riesen. They come up with one more steal as well. 3-on-1, fast break all the way through, and a chance at a three-point play for Florian Koch. They picked off all Andina and they punished them. Turnovers are a huge part of the story when these two met back on game day 7, and they have been again here. 22 all Andina turnovers, which matches their tally from the home game against MHP. Just a couple of seconds differential between the shot and game clock at the end of this one. Final possession of the campaign for all Andina. Can they get the score? No. In fact, I think they do. They've counted it as a goaltend. Geska will just dribble it out here. MHP Riesen moving through to the knockout stages with real momentum. Only the perfect Monaco finished the regular season with a better overall win-loss record, although they have to settle for second in Group B as they lose out to Tenerife on the head-to-head. They win it 86-61 over all Andina here. So 12-2 to finish the regular season for MHP Riesen. All Andina will finish 2-12, bottom of the pile in the group. Tough to take for them, but it's their first ever continental campaign. And they'll have learned a lesson from that. Now attention to them turns to their domestic campaign, where they have a real struggle in the Italian top flight. Second from bottom, just 5-13, and on a 7-game losing streak. They perhaps will be better suited just channeling their energy to that fight. Look at some of the stats here. MHP Riesen in the end dominant on the board, 17-6 on the offensive glass. And the turnovers, a huge part of it. All Andina another 22 turnovers, as was the case against MHP Riesen back in Italy on game day 7. Cook, 26 points, 10 rebounds and 3 steals. A huge performance from Algin Cook for the double-double. Walkup with 20 points, 5 rebounds and 3 assists as well for Coach John Patrick's team. Those two combining for 46. of MHP Riesen's 86 points. Rocky Trison, just his second appearance of the season, had 10, as well as 4 assists. Here's a look at the Group B standings, and this is how they will finish. Tenerife top over Ludwigsburg on the head-to-head. PAOK in third after their win over Ventspils, who drop into the Europe Cup with Elan Chalon. Neptunas Klaipeda dropped to fourth, but they knew before the defeat at home to Tenerife that they would be going through to the playoffs. Landina take the booby prize in Group B. High fives all round. The fans have thoroughly enjoyed this regular season campaign, and now it moves on to the knockout stages for them. They'll look ahead to the draw for the last 16 of the quarterfinals on Wednesday. And they've put themselves in a good position as one of the top 2 teams in the group, which means the second leg of the last 16 tie will be here at the MHP Arena. And in front of these fans, that gives them a great chance to progress. The 16-year-old there in the centre of that picture, making his Basketball Champions League debut as well tonight, Lucas Hertzog. And that is a proud moment for him. And for those who have their family watching as well this evening. Plenty of smiles on the faces of those in MHP Riesen yellow. And they're able to look ahead now to the knockout stages in a couple of weeks' time. It's been a pleasure having your company for this one and for the whole of the regular season in the Basketball Champions League. Do join us for some crucial games in the other 2 groups tomorrow night. But from me, Tim Long, and from Ludwigsburg, it's goodbye for now.